5751 Belmont Avenue in Cincinnati, Ohio. We're doing a sanitary lateral inspection for the to diagnose some backups. Told that there was some structural issues going on, and so we're just taking a look to see what kind of shape it's in. Looks like this is PVC. Have a little belly here, nothing crazy. You know, I may have to put a standoff on it to kind of show how major or minor this is, because it just does look a little flat. But it is also all PVC, so this is probably what they're talking about here, where you have a big drop off right here at the, and it's been filling up with material because it's so deep. And there's that outside clean out. So you can see all the solids and stuff building up in here, and it looks like just some gravel and stuff that probably got in from where that fern coat has failed. Yeah, and it looks like the line itself has dropped from there. We'll go out and we'll take another look, because it looks like the whole line's fallen and you got all this gravel. So it looks like they had replaced the line at some point. And somehow that line sunk. And now it's all full of all the debris and gravel and stuff that got in from where that fern coat has failed. But it looks like the whole line is just full, like it's really, really flat. So it looks like I'm probably going to have to try to put some form of, because I can't see anything at this point and I'm up against something hard. So I think I'm going to have to pull back out, and then I will have to put a large standoff on the camera to try to see better throughout most of this. You can see through here, but it looks like multiple spots of this line has fallen. You would like to be able to go back on the person that installed this incorrectly. And you can see in a lot of these areas, it's really hard to tell too, because there's so much debris buildup that the debris itself could be holding some of the water, and you can see how I made a channel and then it's draining. So it's really hard to tell because of all the buildup in this area here, where the dirt and the earth has gotten in here, of how far it's dropped. That maybe if you were to dig that up and lift it, that the rest of those spots would clear out. Because the only spot they didn't replace was going through the foundation wall. So I'm going to pull all the way back out. We're going to go get a standoff. That way, hopefully, we'll be able to see through this area a little better. Hopefully, if you would just fix where that clean out has dropped and that fern coat has failed, then hopefully make the line flow better if you lift that side up. But at any rate, I'm going to pause the video here. I'm going to go up and get a standoff, and then we'll continue the inspection. put a big standoff on it. We're hoping that this thing will bend enough to get through this area. Of course, goo on there. Well, hopefully we can rinse it off once we get to that water spot. There we go. Hopefully when we come back we'll be able to see better, because it's probably forcing this thing down. But the biggest fear is being able to make it through this part right here. If we can make it, force it through, then it should bend enough to where we can get past it. There we go. So now we can see above all this stuff and kind of tell how deep this is. See, a lot of this just seems like it's because of this is really deep too. Well, the good news is I think that was the spot that we couldn't get past before. And this is all just so full of junk in here too. May not be able to make it past here. Yeah. Just see all that build up. I'm going to pause the video and get a locate, see if we're anywhere near off the property yet. Kind of see where we're at, but it's not looking real good for the overall condition of the entire line, so I'm going to pause and get a locate. Alright, well, this is out past there's an MSD clean out here just above this, just before this actually. You can see all the buildup, and you'll see we'll be coming up where the PVC starts or stops. Like right here where this is dropped is where the MSD clean out is. You saw it flash right there. There's an MSD clean out. If you see the image flash for a second, that is right where that clean out is. And their clean out has sunk. Anything beyond that point is where I've got it marked is actually in the it's actually, past the private property, and it would be on MSD, but I don't know if that's just a blockage because of but it looks like I'm gonna have to take it out to a certain point, but most of this does look like it needs to be replaced and reset because of how much sections of this has sunk and how much debris is full. The main part right now, I would say, is, you can see just all that debris just built up in there because of how low and how much of this is seeping out. It's just been building up for years. There's the clean out right by the house. And this is where that fern cove failed. You can see everything falling in from the right. And that's where a lot of the earth and stuff has gotten in here. So that's where a lot of this stuff is getting in. So you need to fix that first. But you also have a spot out there by where MSD installed their clean out. And then all this stuff in through the house is very flat. But maybe if you get that part set and are able to get the debris out, maybe this will drain better. But this is in pretty rough shape. So I'm going to recommend that you at least repair the stuff by the clean out by the house and go from there. Once you dig that up and repair it, then hopefully that'll do enough that you could help. You could actually clean out the all the junk in the line, and then see what kind of shape all that's in. But the origination is from the definitely the origination is from that Furnico by the house, from that clean out where they connected on, and then they didn't connect everything for that. Where that connection failed, that's where all the gravel and mud and dirt and everything's getting in and just filling up the line and causing more problems. So, recommend they dig up and fix that. We're going to have to dig up and fix that clean out first, and then see if you can clear the rest of it out. If not, you're probably going to have to replace the rest of the line, because a lot of it looks like it has dropped, but it's hard to tell if all that water is holding because of the debris buildup, or if it's actually doesn't have any pitch at all on the line. So that's going to end the inspection at 5751 Belmont Avenue.